Hello, my name's Brianna. Welcome to your practice today. Today's practice will be facilitated on a chair. If you have a chair available to you, if it doesn't have arms, wonderful. If it does have arms, it's possible that you can choose options of forms that will work with that type of chair. You could also practice on a couch or sofa, the edge of your bed, anywhere where you're in a sitting form. As always, feel free to practice either by listening, watching, or moving. You're welcome to engage in the movements and the forms that I engage in, or whatever forms you choose for yourself, even if they're different. Whenever you're ready, you might begin exploring movement in your neck. One way you could choose to do that could be to lower your chin toward your torso. So maybe lowering your chin toward your torso. Another option could be to raise your chin toward the ceiling or the sky above you. And it's possible that if you lower your chin toward your torso, you might notice sensation in your neck, possibly the back of your neck. And maybe if you're choosing to lift your chin toward the ceiling or the sky above you, you may notice sensation in your neck, in the back or the front. You may not notice any sensation at all. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you might choose to bring your head back to the center, possibly looking forward. Another way you could bring movement into your neck could be to move one ear down toward your shoulder. You might notice that the range that you move your neck is up to you. So however close or far your ear is from your shoulder is your choice. Another option, if you're choosing to move your ear toward your shoulder, could be to lift your hand and maybe place it on your head. And the amount of pressure is up to you. Maybe having your hand on your head, and maybe you choose not to. And if you'd like, you could explore that same form on the other side, possibly noticing that the range of movement is different or the same. You could not notice at all. And if you'd like, you could bring your hand to your head. It's your choice. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you might bring your head back to center. Okay, from here, you could bring some movement into your spine. So one way you could do this, possibly sitting a little bit upright if you were leaning back. One way you could do this might be sort of curving your body to one side, maybe dropping your shoulder down. And if you'd like, you could explore this form on the other side. Another option you could choose could be to go between the two. So possibly dropping one shoulder down at a time, maybe kind of curving the side of your body. And from here, if you'd like, you might choose to add in your arms. So as you curve to one side, you could bring one arm over from the opposite arm from the side that you're curving. And feel free to choose continued motion and movement by switching if you'd like, or you can choose to hold on one side or the other, or both. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you could come back to center if you'd like. So center means whatever neutral position you find your body in. Maybe the neutral form that you started your practice in today. So center might look different for me than it does for you, and that's okay. So another way you could choose to bring movement into your spine might be with a twist. So one way you could bring a twist into your spine might be to reach one arm behind your body. And if you have a back to your chair, you have the option to maybe link your arm with the back of the chair, sort of maybe put your arm over the back of the chair. And you have an option to choose whether you continue to look forward, maybe to the side, possibly behind you. And if you're choosing a twist in this way, you might notice sensation in your back, maybe the middle of your back, maybe somewhere else in your body. Possibly noticing or not noticing for 3, maybe 2, possibly 1. And in your own time, you could bring yourself back into the center form. And if you'd like, you could try that form on the other side. So maybe reaching the opposite arm behind you, possibly bringing it over the back of your chair if you have a back of the chair, and maybe seeing where you'd like to choose to have your gaze or your head positioned, maybe forward, possibly to the side, maybe behind you. You might notice that the range of movement is different on this side. You might not. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you might choose to bring yourself back to center. From here, if you'd like to possibly explore a forward fold, one way you could do that, if you'd like, maybe scooting toward the edge of your seat. The distance between your legs is up to you. Whenever you find a distance between your legs that works, you might hinge forward, hinging from your hips, possibly choosing to drop your upper body toward your legs. You have an option to leave your hands on your legs, or possibly choosing to drop your hands toward the floor. You might choose to drop your head. If you're choosing a forward fold, you might also choose to explore maybe a side bend within that forward fold. One way you could do that, whether your hands are on your legs or toward the floor, one way you could do that is by bringing your both hands or arms to one side of you. And if you'd like, You might walk your hands back to the center or bring both hands back to both legs and maybe explore that on the other side. So possibly choosing to have both hands on the opposite leg or both hands toward the floor on one side. Possibly exploring a forward fold with a bend. And if you're choosing this form, you might notice sensation in the side of your body. You might notice sensation somewhere else, or no sensation at all. And in your own time, if you'd like to come out of this, you might walk your hands toward the center or place both hands on your legs and sit upright if you'd like. Another option for a forward bend could be to integrate your legs. So one way you could do this is crossing your legs in any way that you'd like. So you might choose to cross one ankle over the other. You might choose to cross one knee over the other. Another option could be to cross your ankle over your knee. So deciding whichever way you'd like to cross your legs, if that's what you choose to do, you might find that. And whenever you get there, you could kind of lay your body over your legs. Maybe bringing your chest toward your legs, and the range is up to you. You might explore forward fold with each or multiple versions of crossing your legs. That's your choice. Possibly noticing if there's a difference in sensation depending on which you choose. Maybe exploring this for 3, maybe 2, and perhaps 1. And in your own time, you might choose to bring yourself back to center, maybe choosing to do that on the other side if you'd like. So possibly choosing to cross your leg over the other. One way you could do this is by crossing one ankle over the other, crossing your knee over the other, or crossing your ankle over your knee. Whenever you find which way you'd like to cross your legs, you might choose to then draw or drop your chest toward your legs. You might choose to stay with one way of crossing your legs. You might choose to explore the different ways you could cross your legs while dropping your chest toward your legs. Maybe exploring for 3, maybe 2, and perhaps for 1. In your own time, whenever you're ready, you might bring yourself back to a neutral center form. And whenever you're in that neutral form, you might begin to bring yourself toward the end of your practice. So the end of the practice has some time of silence. Today, maybe about a minute. So feel free to find a form that feels most restful for you. For some, that means when their muscles are doing the least amount of work. And for some, rest means movement. So whether it's a form that we did today or something else that you have in mind for movement or rest, feel free to find that form. once you've found that form, I will go ahead and pause my talking for about 1 minute. I'll count in my head. And when that minute is over, we'll bring you to transition to the end of your practice. So that moment or that minute of no talking will begin now. Whenever you're ready, you might begin to bring yourself back into the space. And if you were in a resting form that didn't include movement, or even if it did, you might choose to begin wiggling your fingers or your toes as a way to bring subtle movement back into your body. If you chose to close your eyes, if you'd like, you could open them. All right, so transitioning to the end of your practice, thank you for being here today. I hope you take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Take care.